was like, hey, like, what are y'all doing here? And my white master loved me. And the young black man was like, hey, man, they don't love you, da 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 da. And, like, going back and forth. And then it also says, then put the black man against the black woman. Check out this book, y'all. Check out this book. So, like, of course, the process of putting the black man against the black woman is like, hey, I don't like you. I don't trust you. Your skin is aggressive. Your skin is not feminine. It's masculine. And the woman like, oh, I gotta be masculine because you're gonna abuse me. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't love you. I don't love you. And then the cycle goes and goes and goes and goes. So then it says black people was broken from human mind natural state to white mind. If you had watched my melanin video, then you know what I'm talking about when I say white mind, wild animal mind. So they was able to break the black people's natural state of thinking, like you thinking as a natural human being and with natural like states, like you're not crazy, to making them crazy, to making them like hate each other and so-called be the wild nature type of animals. Black man was beat in front of black woman and child. So I know y'all like, so how you gonna explain this? This what y'all gotta understand, because a lot of y'all be like, oh, I don't need a man, or y'all should like support LGBT because you don't have to be with a woman. Listen, they broke the fuck out of us, and if people read this book, that's why I see why a lot of people is like saying, oh, I don't believe this, da da da. Y'all ass is in serious mind control if you don't even believe at least 20 pages of this book. Like, if you don't believe at least 20 pages, your ass is like at least 20 pages of this book. At least. Like, come on. But anyways, like I was explaining, have the woman think independently, basically how a man's supposed to think, and make the man think dependently. Like, oh, I need this, I need that, but I don't need her. So, like, they broke that. That's fucked up. When they, like, had the process. And for the fact that they even thought of that, like, hey, we need to break them. And as you can see, it's being seen on social media. It's being seen in real life. They did this shit to us. And y'all want to say, oh, we should just be more kind to each other, everybody should love each other. No, it's the time for chaos, because that's what we was doing. We was being too nice, we was being too kind, and we didn't do that chaos. And guess what? The animals took over us. The animals run the world. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But anyways, what I was talking about, yeah, black man was beat in front of black woman and child. So in the black woman's eyes, that's like, damn, that black man is weak. I need to be independent. My master was right. He getting beat in front of me and my child. My master was right. I need my son and my daughter to depend on me. You don't need your dad. And then that's going to go on for generations and generations. It also says black woman was forced by fear into independency. Like I said, anytime the black woman was trying to resist, or anytime she was like, hey, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, they was whipping them. They was whipping the black women with the bull whip. And it was to the point when she was like, hey, I just got to listen to him, because he not going to stop hitting me until I say, like, until I agree with being independent and not dependent among my black man. So yeah, it was forced by fear. And a lot of black women naturally these days believe they should be independent. Naturally. Like, naturally. It doesn't even, they don't even have to think about it. Like, they just be, like right away. Oh, I can be independent. Independent black woman. You don't see that with Hispanic women. You don't see Hispanic woman, black woman, independent Hispanic woman. I'm an independent Asian woman. I'm an independent Arabic woman. You don't see that. You only see it with black women. Like, you can search it up. You only see it with black women. It's probably rare if you see it with an Asian woman. Because an Asian woman is not going to say, oh, I'm an independent Asian woman. No. She's not going to say that. A Muslim woman, well, maybe. But 9 times out of 10, they're not going to say, I'm an independent Muslim woman. You don't see it. It's like naturally with a black woman. Naturally, the black woman tell her daughter, you have to be independent. Don't trust a man. And you know what the mother is talking about. Don't trust a black man. You know what it is. Like, y'all know it. Y'all know it. Like, if you grew up that way, when I'm saying that way, like, you know, that abusive, like, fucked up, supposed to be loving back home, you know, broken from the beginning. So it's like continuing to break. And a lot of women, they want to be independent because they feel like it's the right way. They feel like, oh, feminism really fucked us. It fucked us. But hey, y'all don't want to listen. Oh well. So what was next was black woman was trained to have black son, weak-minded but physically strong. Like I was talking about in the beginning, they was beating the black man, and like they was making the black man go against the young black man, making the black man go against the black woman, weaken his mindset when he know he supposed to protect the black woman. He know he supposed to encourage the young black man to like keep fighting for us. They was fucking with them mentally, but physically made them stronger. What was next? And black daughter was trained to be dependent of white man. Influence. Okay, my bad. I was reading it so slow. It didn't it caught up in my head. And black daughter was trained to be dependent of white man influence and independent mindset. And I know a lot of y'all like, damn, this is kind of making sense. It's making sense. Which is actually true. Black women was forced to be dependent on the white man. And what's a sign of the white man nowadays? Food stamps, child support, temp agency jobs, like shit like that, like mother and kids foundation shit. Like, you don't see father and kids foundations, you see mother and children foundations. And 9 times out of 10 you see black women with their kids there. Read this book, y'all. Like, don't let folks trick y'all to think this book wasn't real. Like the information in this book not real, because my thing is, the things that this person was saying in the letter, it made so much sense. Like, you can't read this book and say, oh, it was fake. You can't. Like, let me see, what else? Black man forced sex with black man, and black woman forced sex with black woman. So, like, if y'all know about history, y'all know that the W man and the W woman was the people that was doing the gay shit, basically. They was the people doing the gay shit. They was the people that was like, hey, I'm for the inbreed with my daughter, I'm for the inbreed with my son type shit. Those were the people. They were nature set, like they was like a wild animal mindset. Still is. Like, they still are. For the people that's like, oh, it changed, no, they still are. So they forced the black man to have sex with the black man. They forced the black woman to have sex with the black woman. And it makes me think of prison, because think about it, how the first prison was created, or how prison was created in the first place. It was created right after slavery. If prison is to lock up bad people, And it's basically so like, okay, it's locking you up. You got to do better, and then you get out. It wasn't just that. They was forcing people to have sex in prison. Why do you think it's people in prison that's like right away, oh, I need to have sex with this man. Oh, I need to rape this man. Da da da. That's where it came from. And black women being studs, black women being more independent, like being like lesbian, stuff like that. That's where it came from. Like, what else? It says forced race mixing to create freak child and be seen as good kind of black race. So I know y'all like, what does this mean? So forced race mixing is basically biracialness. And a lot of people be like, oh, y'all need to stop attacking biracial people. Like they're black, biracial people are not black. For people that doesn't know that, biracial people are not black. Biracial people has part of a black person. That doesn't make them a black person. That's like saying a white person mixed with a Latino person makes that white person Latino. No, you're not Latino. You're part Latino, but you're actually just biracial. A lot of people, they get it messed up in their mind for some reason. Like, a lot of people don't think well. So like, yeah, they force black men to mix with white women, and when white women was willingly doing this, and they forced the black woman to they forced the black woman to do it with with the white man, and that's how they made the mixed children. And then they kept making mixed children until they got the lightest form of mixed children, and then they was like, oh. So they would like use the biracial person and be like, this is the person you should be dating. This is the person you should be seeing as the best part of what your race came out of. Like, you shouldn't be proud of yourself. You should be proud of the biracial race. So that's the freak child. That's the freak child. Biracial people, they're mixed. They're a mixed breed. So like for instance, like when they are mixing dogs, that's a mixed breed. That's not a natural state. It's a mixed breed. That's why like mixed breeds end up being the most sickest, or they end up not being able to like adapt to certain situations because they're not the natural part. They're not your natural original part. Crossbreeding white man blood into black person's blood until they got the perfect color, which was what I basically just explained. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in this book. If there's more you wanted to know about this book, if there's questions you have, you can ask me. Like, I would tell you more about it. But like, yeah, this book, it's crazy. Like I said, like, y'all gonna be a little surprised, but at the same time, you won't be surprised. Like, they talked about a lot. Actually, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going a little bit. I'm not gonna stop right there. So they actually have a part in the book when they was talking about language control. It's not much. It's pretty short, but it's quite understandable. Like, it's quite like language control. What do you think it's about? Like, kind of like a common sense thing. So the language control, it says we must completely annihilate the mother tongue, which is like African people's original way of speaking, the black person's original way of speaking, of both the new nigger and the new Moor, and institute a new language that involves the new life's work of both. Christianity, of course, is not an African language. Of course, it's not an African thing. And of course, it was a new tongue, meaning speaking. It's a new way of speaking. It was a new language for them that they were forced to learn. Christianity was a thing that was forced to learn. It also says the more a foreigner, meaning the black people, knows about the language of another country, the more he is able to move through the levels of society. Therefore, is a foreigner an enemy of the country to an extent that he knows the body of the language, an extent he knows the country vulnerable to attack an invasion of the foreign culture. So like they was really like particular on how they was doing this. They was like, we gotta attack your culture, we gotta attack your language, we gotta attack the care y'all have for each other, so we can involve y'all to being a normal white-minded person, basically being a white-minded person. So they took away their language, forced them their language, but slowly forced them their language because they didn't want them to be so complex. They didn't want them to know so much, because if they knew too much, it was a chance that we could communicate on a higher scale and beat them at their game, which we did, as you can see. So, yeah, that was actually the end of the book. And then at the back of the book, it basically talk about, like, other books you can check out. Like, seemed like interesting books, I'm not even gonna lie. But, like, yeah, this book was pretty short. I really liked this book. Quite informational. It's a good book. So hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all understand what I was saying. I hope like it wasn't all over the place, because sometimes when I'm speaking it's all over the place. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all got a better depth and understanding a part of slavery and our people that you didn't know about. Like, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Bye. Comment, subscribe, like, Love y'all.